Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into the TA. Alright guys, so in the first part of the video, we are going to be covering SPY, QQQ, IWM, DIA, and then the VIX. And then we're going to go over to the big boys, the FANG stocks, alright? The big boys that are really going to be driving the movement behind SPY and QQQ over here. And then after that, we are going to go over the Bitcoin stocks, and then we are going to cover a decent chunk of trade ideas. Guys, I have one very hot looking stock right now, and I think you're going to be excited for it. So you can stay tuned for all of that. That will be in the second half of the video. Now let's start off here with SPY. Going to point out, guys, you did defend the previous all-time high yet again. You printed another hammer candlestick coming down, testing that level. And I'm just going to say it still does look like we're going to blast off to a new all-time high. I didn't necessarily like how today was shaping up when you were down here because it opened you up for a bearish engulfing candlestick, but it all depended on the close. And as you guys see, we ripped higher into the close and we put in this long-legged hammer candlestick right there. Long lower wick. All right. You also held the daily 9 EMA. You lost it over here. You now recovered it a few days later. So that is also something positive to know about SPY. All right, so now we're going to come down to the 15-minute time frame, and we are going to go over what we are looking for from here. All right, so let's just cover basic price action going on here, guys. All right, so if you're not new to the channel, you know I like to use the golden pocket. All right, so we did end up retracing into the golden pocket. We had this downtrend break going on over here, so that is naturally what I was going to be looking for. We're going to take that off just to declutter the chart. All right, so what happened once you sold off from that golden pocket? Well, from that point on, guys, you can now retrace the last move. And what did we have happen, guys? You came down and smacked it dead on right at the start of the second golden pocket. All right, so it doesn't really get much easier than this, guys. You start losing this guy right here, you're now playing for a move down to here. Right, naturally you get these retracements continuously popping up across the board. All right, so we did end up bouncing off of there, and now we're back in this original golden pocket. Now, guys, if you do end up taking out this high here, if you take out 529.31, I'm just going to say you very likely are going to take out 530, and you take out 530.51 as mentioned in yesterday's video. That is when we are going to be coming over here. Actually, it was Saturday. It was the weekly update. And guys, welcome aboard if you are new here to the channel. I know we got a decent amount of members to our community here. All right, guys, so welcome aboard. Any questions you guys have, let me know down below. All right, I am not one of those YouTubers that is not going to answer his comments, guys. So you got something, yeah, let me know down below. All right, you got trade ideas, let me know down below. You got questions, let me know down below. Okay, welcome to our little corner of YouTube over here. All right, I think you guys are going to be rather going to be excited about the work we put out on a daily basis. All right, I think if you don't use these concepts, I think you're going to want to use these concepts after you start paying attention to these. All right, so let's get further into it. All right, so the levels we're going to be paying attention to, guys, above 527.31, you're looking for this 529.31 level to be taken out. All right, why do I say taken out? Because double tops are really not a thing. All right, well, I'm not going to say they're not a thing. All right, you literally had a double top here, your neckline became right here, you broke under it, you retested it, and then you sold off. Okay, so they are a thing, but on the larger time frames, guys, they really don't play out too often. Like, I really don't see these double tops. As you can see, you just kind of gapped up through it. Why? Because that is where typically we get some reactions. Maybe sometimes you're going to do some things like this, you sell off a little bit, but again, to see this thing play out, the actual pattern itself, which would have been this high right here and that high right there, you would have had to have a daily close underneath the neckline, which would have been the low of this candlestick of 508.50. You did not get that, and then you ran up to new high. All right, so double tops very rarely do end up playing out. Okay, I think we actually had one. You got an ugly double top over here. Neckline was over there. Okay, but typically when you see something retest the previous high, all right, that is just it's the buyers telling you they want to take a higher. That's typically what I say. All right, that's why we printed this hammer candlestick. It's not necessarily the buyers giving in down here, the defending the previous all-time high. It's nothing that I'm going to be bearish about. All right, so now you got the second hammer. You come back down to the 15-minute time frame. All right, so if you do return to the high over here, guys, yeah, you're expecting sellers to step in here at the 0.786 fib, but quite frankly, guys, you return up to this high, 529.31. I think you're going to take that out. I think you're going to take out 530.51. That's the next level where you're expecting sellers to step in. And above there, we could really just look for the new all-time high at 533.07, which the new all-time high is going to be 533.08. All right, so that's really what you're going to be paying attention to above a new all-time high. You're looking at this number right here, 536.31. I also have another target over here. It's not 536.31. Just call it 536, all right? 536 and then 543. That is what we're paying attention to on the upside if you can break out. All right, on the downside, what are you going to be paying attention to? All right, guys, you really can retrace any of these moves. I don't know where you're going to top out here. Let's say you come over here, you start stalling out. All right, you're going to put on this golden pocket on your chart. But as of right now, with current price, this is where you're paying attention to, just the previous all-time high. All right, you come back down, you look for buyers to defend that. If they cannot, if you see 523.75 get broken, that is when you look for this level right here, 522.60. If that is taken out, all right, if that is taken out, guys, it could start to get ugly, all right? It is not a sign of strength to do what we would have then, all right, guys? So, yes, you found buyers stepping in here at this golden pocket right there. But, again, you would be making this lower high. You'd come down. You'd break that low. 15-minute time frame would be turning bearish, okay? What you want to see is this thing go from neutral to bullish. You want to see this high get taken out, and then you are in a 15-minute uptrend, and that is what I will be paying attention to over here on SPY. All right, moving on to QQQ. Let's start off with the daily time frame, guys. You did end up, again, defending the previous all-time high. Did take the level off, but the exact level is going to be 449.34. If you would like to put that on the chart, there you go. I just don't want to clutter my chart up too much. I want to know what I'm paying attention to on these smaller time frames, okay? All right, but guys, again, just like I just pointed out in SPY, it is not a sign of weakness over here. You do have two hammer candlesticks back to back. You have buyers defending the previous all-time high, the breakout zone, whatever you want to refer to this as. All right, they're defending it. And you also reclaimed the daily 9 EMA, which is something that for positive momentum, you want to be up there. That's typically when you can go for rides. Okay. If you come down here to the 15-minute time frame, I'm going to point out, guys, you as well. All right, just like we pointed out over there in SPY. Okay. You got slightly above it. If you're actually going to retrace the whole move like I was talking about in SPY, it's going to be right over there. All right, stalled out in the golden pocket, stalled out the zone we were paying attention to, as well as this level over here. Okay, but guys, as long as price is underneath here, this is going to be treated as a supply zone. That is what you need to overcome. If you can see a 15-minute close above there, I'm just going to take my shot at this. You're going to take out this 456.69 level. You're going to take out 457. You're coming straight to 460.58, and then a new all-time high. All right, so that's really what I'm watching over there on QQQ. All right, but just like you stalled out in this golden pocket, retracing this move from down there, what are we going to be paying attention to next once that becomes the case? Well, you start losing the 0.618 fib right here. Guess what? Where did you go straight to? To the next 0.618 fib. So golden pocket to golden pocket, just like we pointed out over there on SPY. All right, guys, so you did have buyers stepping in exactly there. So now we do have that low of day to pay attention to. That is going to be 447.90. All right, guys, so if you are going to stall out, again, you guys want to see some magic, all right? Golden pocket. You literally went from golden pocket from this whole move, all right? Golden pocket, down to the golden pocket, up to the next golden pocket. Like, these are, guys, these are 3 different trade ideas for you, okay? Like, that is what the golden pocket has just created, these opportunities for you. That is how I look at them. And I follow along with these on NQ, all right? I don't like trading ES, but I like NQ. So that is, when I'm charting QQ, that's what I'm following along with. All right. So there's going to be that. But just keep in mind, guys, all right, you're coming into this downtrend. You're expecting sellers in this downtrend. That's going to be right there at the 0.786 fib right there. Okay. That is where we're expecting sellers. Honestly, from the looks of it, you are going to be driving up. I don't know how, tomorrow's going to open. Are we going to get another gap up? You don't want to see another gap up get faded. I'm going to be quite honest. All right, guys. You got 2 hammer candlesticks back to back. You don't want to take your shot at a third. All right. The shot of the third could turn into just something ugly. But I'm just going to come over here and point out, guys, where do you see these hammers getting put in when buyers want to drive prices higher? All right. Like, you can get these little dances around here. All right. But, you can very clearly see buyers are motivated to keep bringing the prices higher. All right. That is when you see the hammers get put in on these charts. And that is that. And I will also remind everyone, guys, we just closed out with a weekly hammer candlestick off of the previous all-time high. The thing's not bearish. All right. For the time being, the weekly and the daily charts, they are bullish. And until you fade these candlesticks, if you get a really fat freaking bearish engulfing bar like that, I'm going to say, guys, this was a massive bull trap. And it is what it is. All right. But until that becomes the case, all right, the price action is proving to be bullish. And that's how I'm going to be biased. All right. That's that. You're expecting sellers when you come back into this 454.61 level. That is where we, have the supply sitting right above there. All right, it's part of the supply zone. That's where you expect sellers. If you can get above there, all right, that is when you're looking for this next level. We're just gonna, scrap this, guys. We're watching 457. That's where we're paying attention to. If you can get above 457, all right, you expect sellers right here. We'll do it with a zone. All right, you expect sellers right here at the top of the golden pocket. If you can get above there, honestly, guys, you kind of have a straight shot going up here. Now, what I also will point out is that you have this guy going on right here. You have an inverse head and shoulders pattern going on, and I like it. All right, this thing does not look too shabby. It looks pretty good. All right, you actually had this 5-minute bullish divergence, guys. It's pretty powerful. You got demand going on. You got the golden pocket going on. You got the 5-minute bullish divergence going on. Guys, use the divergences, use the golden pocket, use supply and demand. It's going to treat you right, all right? Add some downtrends in there, and you can really see when things get moving and grooving. Add your 9 EMA in there. That is when I knew the tide was changing, okay? It was right here, 5-minute, 9 EMA. When you got above it, that is when I knew things were probably going to be shifting back to the upside, all right? And that is what I was telling the Discord down here. All right. Speaking of hammers, we got those daily hammers. You got this guy marked at the bottom right now. It's just a perfect setup. You had intraday over here. All right. Next one we're going to be discussing is IWM. All right. IWM over here, guys. Again, you sold off from the golden pocket. You sold off from your supply. All right. That is where you're looking for sellers. Supply in the golden pocket. What happens when you have, a correlation between the two? They're both in the same spot. Then you have like a really solid recipe for either you're going to explode above that level and you get a short squeeze. So you start getting above here intraday 208 and you get a short squeeze on your hands, or you're going to just naturally just expect the sellers to step in there. Why? Because this is your supply and it's the golden pocket, all right? If the opposing side is going to step in, it's going to be here in this golden pocket. All right? You sold off, you back tested your previous, downtrend that you just had broken out of the previous day. All right? It did not end up turning into something pretty, but again, with the freaking golden pocket, guys, just watch it. All right? Just watch the golden pocket, watch for these divergences to form, and they will continuously mark bottoms for you. And, and short-term tops when you're, on the upside. Because honestly, guys, guess what? Now you expect sellers to step in right here, and you reach right here, you're going to have this previous 0.618 fib from the whole move down, and you're also going to have the 0.786 fib. So, guys, you definitely look for sellers right around 206.50. That is what I'm expecting. Okay? That is IWM for you. And quite frankly, I think this weekly chart looks, still pretty bullish to me. I don't want to see a big fat, candlestick soak these previous two hammers, but we will see how that goes. All right. DIA, guys. I mentioned my thoughts on this yesterday, and now you have just, again, put in this freaking hammer candlestick after a wide-bodied bullish bar. It does not look bad. It looks like it's going to continue higher. I'm looking for 393. I'm going to keep it real short and sweet to the point over here on DIA. All right. You did have this downtrend. You broke that downtrend, and now you're rallying. You take out this high over here of 387.89. You can look for a straight shot all the way up here. That's a $5 move to 393. So that's really what I'm paying attention to over here on Mr. DIA. All right. VIX. VIX is another thing that I pointed out yesterday. Guys, this typically is not what you're going to see right before the thing, gives back the whole move. And we don't run to the next high. All right. This is not something that, you see right before SPY is going to dump off a cliff. You had a minus 10% day. It's just not what I typically see. And now you have this large upper wick. VIX wants to be sold, guys. I think we're going to get a VIX crush all the way back down here. I think we're still probably going to take out this low. But you know what, guys? Things can change. All right, they really can change. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. I'm not. All right, guys, with that being said, let's dive into some of these main components. First things first, Amazon. All right, Amazon's looking rather sexy in my personal opinion. All right, you had all of your oscillators, you know, guys, they all reset. Daily RSI, point this out literally intraday when this is happening. All right, it was all the way down here at like 33. All right, you had the hourly RSI sitting at a level that you see when this thing bottoms and gets big bounces. You were in the golden pocket. All right, come over the 15-minute time frame and think we had a bullish divergence. We had the bullish divergence. All right, whatever I pointed out in that video, you know, it ended up playing out. So there's that. On the daily time frame, you have two hammer candlesticks. You got one big one coming off of the 0.618 fib. You got a little guy coming off of the 0.618 fib that turned into an inside bar. All right, guys, you take out 180 up here. If you can get up here, 180.32 is the exact level. It's the high over here. It's where you broke out from. If you can get above there, I think you have a straight shot all the way up here to 184. And, you know, guys, because we were just talking about the golden pocket, yeah, we'll put it on, guys. This is what I was talking about. When you have your zones here that you're paying attention to, your resistance, all right, your supply, and it aligns with the golden pocket, that is when you definitely look for sellers. So right here, guys, between 184.08 and 186.67, you're looking to lock in them profits. I understand you're going to have a downtrend break. I get it. All right. Maybe you're one to hold on for more. But guys, a lot of the times, the things don't go straight up, and you hoping for more is just going to make it. It's going to come back here in your profits. You're going to be really freaking frustrated over here and maybe even sell. But then in reality, guys, then you're going to go back up to the high because, guys, this is, you know, the fact that you just did this, that's a strong look to you. All right. But from there, maybe you come down to the next golden pocket. And if you took your profits, let's say 2/3 of your position here, you can buy back in if you really wanted to down here when you retest that 180.32 level or the golden pocket. All right. Just how I think. Okay. You don't have to think that way. It's just how I think. Apple. You got the breakout today. I was saying that, you know, in the weekly update, Apple looks like it wants to break out of this downtrend. You have now broken out of the downtrend. Quite frankly, guys, I think you have a straight shot to 196.38 to 199.62. I think it's going straight for the all-time high, though. All right. You are now within 3% of the all-time high. And, yeah, it's looking pretty juicy, guys. It is not looking bad. It looks like it wants it. All right, that's that. Microsoft, again, with the hammer candlesticks, guys. So you got the break and retest going on. See how both these wicks are underneath it here, and the bodies of the candlesticks are above it. Buyers defended this breakout level, all right? What they also defended is the golden pocket yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but on Friday. Now you have another hammer candlestick, guys. You guys could see my levels, right? This is on the focus list. That's fine. Above 416.75, guys, you are paying attention. Well, you're looking for 419.99 in the short term. I think this is, you know, this is TP1. I think it's going to be hit rather quick if you can get above 416.75. All right, just kind of a momentum little trade right there for you. All right, above that level, you're looking for 424.30, and above there, you're looking for 430.94. At least that's what I'm paying attention to. Thing looks like it's about to run back up to new all-time high. Okay, weekly chart here doesn't necessarily look the most bearish to me. And again, why are you just going to do that when you already pushed up here? And now if you push back up here, now you have this inverse head and shoulders. Okay, does not look bad at all. All right, moving on to the next one that looks beyond sexy, in my personal opinion, Meta. All right, now Meta is the, you know, one on the focus list here that did end up activating. As you can see, I was watching it intraday. I did not pull the trigger. All right, but this is one I was paying attention to. I wanted it off at this level. I again did not pay attention to it right off the open. But this is one that I was looking for the retest of 469.12. All right. Oh, above that level, guys, you are looking for this level above 482.50. All right. So you did run straight to your supply zone here. Okay. Which I'm just going to say, guys, this is where you previously had demand. Now you flipped it. Now you're completely just getting your supply up here. You have sell orders sitting up here continuously. You have a 1. You have a 2. You now have a 3. All right, guys. So if you can get above 482.50, you have a straight shot to coming up to this next level of 488.97. And above there, we're looking for 498.76. That is what I'm looking for over here on Meta, guys. You have the break and retest. I actually have a setup coming up that looks identical to this. I think it's the hottest setup in the market. Now, speaking of the hottest setup in the market, guys, if you have not followed the Twitter over here, sneak peek, I just exposed the hottest setup in the market. Over here, guys, Twitter, if you are not following, go follow the Twitter. Go click on the link down in the description below. I think you are going to be rather fond of that if you are rather fond of these videos. If you find these things useful, all right, when you find it, you know, just a teensy bit, just an add-on of usefulness, if you could get these things in real time, all right, when I'm seeing things on the charts, well, I will post things over there on the Twitter for you, all right? There you go. Goog, another break and retest. You do not have a hammer candlestick being printed today, but you do still have buyers holding the previous, you know, breakout level over here. That is not the most bearish look, but I'm also going to say you're underneath that 9 EMA that you've been riding up, and you want to stay above that thing. That is when you're like, you see how you're just chopping it up down here. You reclaim it. All right. You retest it. Boom. Oh, you retest it. Boom. All right. Sellers are like, oh, we got it. But buyers are like, nope, we're going to recover it. All right. And you rode it up and you found more buyers and you bounced one more time to a lower high. And now you came down. So technically you are in a little downtrend going on over here, but I will point out you got a bull flag. All right, so it does not look the worst to me. Now moving on to the Bitcoin stonks. Bitcoin is also in that bull flag / bull pennant. You have that increasing volume on the day. I like what I'm seeing here, guys. All right, it's not the largest candle, but you got all this volume. Something's lying. All right, positions are being taken over here on Mr. Bit of Corn. All right, so on the hourly chart, you can see that you got this little pennant going on here. Obviously, you want to hold the level we've been paying attention to, 67.5. All right. If you hold 67.5K, guys, I think this thing's just going to keep consolidating until it eventually explodes upward. All right. What I did not like today is you printed this 4-hour long-legged candlestick, and I wanted to see. If you closed up here, holy crap, that would have been a really nice look, but you didn't. All right, you didn't, and now you see the daily wick has gone. You know, the price got sucked back into it, guys. You want to break out from this consolidation. Whenever you do break out from this consolidation to the upside, you're pushing up here to 72,756. All right, that is the exact level over there that you could be paying attention to, and above there. All right, which honestly, yeah, you get to there, you're going to take out this all-time high. What is going to be the previous all-time high? Well, it's the current all-time high. It's got to be the previous all-time high. It's going to be right up here. All right, so that's what you're paying attention to. Now, speaking of the Bitcoin stocks, all right, you have CLSK hitting it with the break and retest still off of this previous downtrend that you broke out of. And then if you come down to the hourly time frame, you do have this going on. All right, you got a bullish divergence, and then you also are in this falling wedge as you retest this. So this is a really sexy look in my personal opinion. Come over here, the next one, coin. All right, I'm honestly not going to say anybody should be touching it right here. You got no reason to. You're bouncing between here and here. You literally have no reason to touch it right now. But if you come back down into here, if Bitcoin, you know, rejects today and pulls back into this level, coin's probably going to go for a ride back down to this 215-ish area. That is where I'm interested in it. But honestly, CLSK looks a lot more enticing to me currently. So that's that. All right, moving on to the chips. All right, guys, so we're going to start off here with SMH. This is the index that will be going over the chips. All right, it's got all of them in it. NVIDIA is 25% of this thing. Guys, you held the 9 EMA again. You also held the previous all-time high again. And quite frankly, this thing looks like it's about to explode to the upside. All right, so that's that. Now, let's go over to the leader of the chips. It also looks like it's about to explode to the upside. This is kind of what I was saying, guys. This is a bullish event over here. I don't think it's coming back into this level. I really don't. 974, it could aggressively sell off. But from this point in time, now you need a 15% sell. And I think this whole stock split thing, I think it's just going to drive a lot of hype into the stock. And yeah. All right, $1,200, guys. 1,200 is incoming, my personal opinion. Market. So that's that. And that's the leader. All right, now let's look at the laggard. This is the hottest setup in the market that I can find currently. All right, so this is thing that is, it's known to move. All right, it is known to move, and I'm just going to put a few things on our chart. All right, you got a hammer candlestick going on right there. All right, you got another hammer candlestick that printed next to it. Now, what do we also have with these hammers? We got the break and retest. We have a 1, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, we have a 5, we have a 6, we have a 7. 7 rejections, and you finally exploded out, and now you have slowly, ever so slowly, painstakingly slowly returned to the breakout trend line. All right, lost my words right there. You return to for the break and retest. That is what I was searching for. All right, you return to the break and retest. You now see this increasing volume. You could tell positions are being taken here. You're also in the golden pocket, and then when we come down to the 4-hour time frame, I'm going to point out you have a 4-hour bullish divergence. I have seen these before, and I am seeing it again. You had one going on right there. You had one going on right there. Do we have another one? We probably had one down here. We had one going on down here, okay? Did we have one right here? We had a ever so slight one going on over there. What happened right there? You formed one right over there, all right? These things are known to mark SMCI bottoms, as well as just a bunch of bottoms, guys, all right? We got Amazon doing the same thing over here. When you're in oversold territory on the 4-hour RSI, you just look for buyers to start stepping in because oversold, guys, all right? I understand it's just an indicator, and they can give you false readings sometimes. Price action is going to be king. But guys, we have a lot of confluence going on right down here where SMCI is currently, and I think it is worth you putting it on your radar. Exactly right here. Why? Because honestly, guys, you have a really clear, defined risk level right here. Guys, you lose the 0.786 pip, it's not going to be looking the prettiest. That's that. All right? I like the 950C or the 900C for June 21st. That is what I personally like down here. All right? I do think this thing is going to go on an explosion. Now, what am I going to do next, guys? Since we have this hammer candlestick, I'm going to point to the last 3 times you printed a hammer. You got a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3. What happened the first time? That is a $240 move over a 2-week period. All right? The week and a half period. It was 6 trading sessions. So 1 week, 5 trading sessions, and then you have the Monday. All right? I'm just putting it out there, guys. This thing is probably going to explode. You got that going on right there. That's a $150 move. You got the next hammer that forms over here on this chart. That is a $200 move. All right, guys? So these hammers show buyers. And sometimes, all right, they don't lead to upside. I'm telling you right now, you have oversold readings. You have a break and retest. You have a golden pocket test. And you just printed the hammer. I'm going to say this is not going to be one of those sometimes. Like it could be, but it's extremely unlikely that you're not going to hold right here and you're not about to have like $100+ rip. Okay, I'm looking for a $150 move, and from the low of here, that puts us way up here. All right, so market 890 incoming. I think that is going to be the case, and you guys can already see my TPs for this trade right here. All right, guys, so TP1, TP2, TP3, and quite frankly, guys, I think this thing is setting up to go a lot higher. All right, this could potentially be the, that could have been the final dip you got. You got a lot of dips going on here, a lot of them. But then you broke out of the downtrend, and now you finally retest that downtrend. I think this thing is about to explode, and you potentially could be heading up to $1,000. All right, so market. Start looking at it, start watching it, and if you would like to follow along and play with me, all right, buy some time. I think you're going to have a good time. No financial advice will be given here on this channel. Just a bunch of ideas. Very detailed ideas, might I add. All right, if you guys are enjoying the video, please remember to leave a like, guys. It does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I know there are a lot of people who watch these videos on a daily basis. Most of them are returning viewers. Most of you are returning viewers. And I very much so would appreciate if you are in that returning category, please make sure you leave the like to boost it for the algo, please. I appreciate it. And then after, guys, I'm going to hit this for you just because you just did that for me. There you go. All right. Over here at TSM, this is another one on the focus list over here. You retest the level that I was going to be bullish off of. All right. Above 152.50. You were watching these other, 2 levels over here. And quite frankly, guys, you shot up pretty quick. All right. I am bullish on this. You recovered the daily 9 EMA here. Okay. Above 152.50, you look for 154.24. I know we're already above there, right? But now we look for 156.88 and then 160.78. This really doesn't look bad at all. Again, with the break and retest and the very bullish weekly chart going on here, I like it. I like the setup. MU, a very similar setup. All right, you did get the break and retest off the level, and quite frankly, guys, I think this thing's about to push up to a new all-time high, which would be above 133.30. Current price is 128.17. Next chip we're looking at is ARM, guys. I'm literally just going to point out you're in this ascending channel going on here. All right. Expect sellers at the top end of it. Expect buyers at the bottom end of it until proven otherwise. Whenever this does break down, which at some point, guys, this looks like it's getting ready to break down. All right. Let's look at it this way. You usually get explosions where you get these slow, like, comebacks. You look for sellers to step in right over here around 134. All right, 134 to 147, just expect sellers. You come up here to 147, just expect the sellers. All right, they're very likely going to start stepping in up there. That's what I got for you over here in the chip sector. All right, just because this is the theme going into today, going into today's market open. Many people are hyped about GME, guys. Just know, all right, for him to exit, the Roaring Kitty to exit his position, it is going to put a crap ton of selling pressure on the stock. All right. And he also does not have enough money to go and exercise all of his call options. All right. That is also something to note. So if you are playing this, just know, I understand the Roaring Kitty he's pumping it. Very clearly, he's pumping it. And quite frankly, guys, it could do some crazy things. I ain't going to cap. It could do some crazy things. It could get back up there. I'm not saying it can't. All right. But I am definitely going to say, I got in a Twitter battle with someone saying there was a fundamental reason for this company to go up. No, there's not. I literally, he kept roasting me. I was like, all right, let me shut you up. I went over to, the market watch. I showed all the numbers, balance sheet. All right. Income. Yeah, guys, this is a dying company, right? The only thing, lifting this thing is going to be that Roaring Kitty, squeeze potential going on here, all right? So just stay safe out there, but I will cover the levels for you right now, all right? Just because I care about you guys. And I know for a fact there's a lot of you guys playing it, all right? Break and retest off the previous high over here, 26.66. That's the level you're paying attention to. You're bullish above that. All right, as you can see, it is doing a little bouncy in the after hours. Apparently, the guy is still holding his full position, all right? Expect sellers and buyers around these levels, okay? So above there, 28.61, that's where you expect buyers now. It's going to be demand when you come back into it, just like it was over here. All right, expect sellers at 31.79, okay? Going to be the low of this candlestick right there. Above there, guys, you have a straight shot all the way up to 36 beans. And above there, you could really hype it up all the way to 42 bucks. Okay. So I think this thing does have potential, but quite frankly, this thing could also hurt a lot of people. So it just, you could get another gap up, but 100%, it is all hype. All hype. And if you're just holding there with the money you care about, that is hopium. Please do not do that. There are so many setups that we call out on a daily basis that you could be taking advantage of. I just pointed out SMCI is just extremely appealing from where it is right now. Quite frankly, it's probably going to have a better return than even if GME gets all the way back up here. Probably going to have a way better return. All right, so there's that. AMC, guys, you are coming into the zone. All right, again, I'm covering it because that is a hot topic right now. And here you go. Probably a lot of you people are paying attention to it. So, hey, why not help out the community? Okay, guys? So you are breaking, retesting off of this, previous high over here. All right, you got this zone you're paying attention to. Above it, guys, you're setting up. You really could retrace this previous, little squeeze out you had over here. All right, and you get some movement. But if you want an exact level to be paying attention to, where do you expect sellers to step in? You got a lot of action going on right here. So that is that. All right. Next, we're paying attention to over here on Uber, guys. You do have the, still break and retest over here off of the previous all-time high, and that is that. Baba, you're paying attention to this guy. Break and retest. Still looks pretty sexy to me. Last one we are going to be paying attention to is Kava, right? Kava did come down to the daily 9 EMA. I told you guys, don't be buying this thing above it. It continuously retests it. You're bullish above it, but it will continuously retest it. And if it breaks under that, that creates your buying opportunities where you can see that consolidation, then you bust back up, all right? So that's really all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day, and peace.